There's a strange object sitting on thousands of old rooftops. Most people don't notice it anymore. A silver metal dome with thin, curved blades spinning slowly in the wind, sometimes turning fast, sometimes barely moving at all. And for decades, people trusted this little spinning machine to cool entire buildings without electricity. No wires, no motor, no power bill, just wind. Then suddenly, modern houses stopped using them. Which is weird, because in an age obsessed with energy efficiency, passive cooling, and reducing electricity usage, you'd think a device that cools buildings for free would be everywhere. Instead, it quietly disappeared from most new neighborhoods. So what happened? Did the technology fail? Or did modern buildings simply stop needing it? Welcome to Ordinary Things, Deep History, where forgotten technology often turns out to be smarter than it first appears. To understand these spinning vents, you first need to understand something about heat. Hot air hates staying trapped. It always tries to move upward, and houses accidentally create the perfect place for heat to collect: the attic. Think about what happens during summer. Sunlight hits the roof for hours. The shingles heat up. The wood underneath heats up. Then the attic air starts getting hotter and hotter until the entire space becomes like a giant heat chamber sitting above your ceiling. In some houses, attic temperatures become hot enough to damage materials over time, and all that trapped heat slowly pushes downward into the living space below. So even if your air conditioner is working perfectly, your roof is constantly fighting against it. Now here's the clever part. Those spinning rooftop vents were designed to attack the heat at its source, not by cooling the house directly, but by removing the hot air before it spreads downward. And they did it using something surprisingly simple: pressure differences. When wind moves across the curved blades of the turbine, the vent starts spinning. That spinning movement lowers the air pressure inside the vent, and once pressure drops, hot attic air naturally gets pulled upward toward it. It's basically creating a weak suction effect using nothing but moving air. At the same time, hot air already wants to rise naturally. So even when there's barely any wind, warm attic air still drifts upward and escapes through the turbine. The result is a constant slow airflow cycle. Hot air exits through the roof, cooler outside air enters through lower vents. Attic temperatures drop, no electricity required. And honestly, this was a brilliant solution for its time, especially before modern air conditioning became common. Back then, keeping buildings cool was a much bigger challenge. People relied heavily on passive cooling: shaded porches, tall ceilings, cross ventilation, roof vents. Buildings were designed to breathe, and turbine ventilators became part of that philosophy. Instead of sealing buildings completely and mechanically controlling everything, older architecture often worked with natural airflow instead. By the mid-1900s, rooftop turbines were everywhere. Factories used them. Schools used them. Suburban houses used them, because they were cheap, simple, and surprisingly effective in hot climates. You install them once, and the wind does the rest forever. No energy bills, no complicated machinery, just spinning metal and airflow. So why did they disappear? Partly because modern homes became obsessed with sealing air in rather than letting air move naturally. Today's houses are designed almost like controlled containers. Everything is insulated, sealed tightly, mechanically regulated. And once homes became more airtight, passive ventilation systems became less important. Modern ventilation increasingly relied on powered systems: attic fans, HVAC circulation, mechanical air exchange systems. These systems don't depend on weather conditions. A turbine vent only works well when airflow conditions cooperate. Mechanical systems work whenever you turn them on. But honestly, technology wasn't the only reason turbines disappeared. A huge part of it was appearance. Modern suburbs became extremely focused on visual uniformity: clean roof lines, minimal visible hardware, and turbine vents are impossible to hide. They move constantly, catch sunlight, stick above the roof line. To developers and homeowners associations, they looked old-fashioned. Meanwhile, ridge vents solve the same problem much more discreetly. A ridge vent runs invisibly along the top peak of the roof. No spinning parts, no visible machinery. Most people never even notice they exist. So builders gradually shifted toward the cleaner-looking option. Then came maintenance problems. The spinning mechanism that made turbines distinctive also made them vulnerable. Over time, bearings wore down, dust entered the joints, metal parts corroded, and eventually the turbines started making noise. That familiar squeaking sound during windy nights became part of their reputation. Cheap models made the problem worse. And once homeowners started associating turbine vents with maintenance headaches, their popularity dropped even faster. But here's what's interesting. The basic idea never stopped working. Even today, turbine ventilators can still reduce attic heat effectively in certain climates, especially in hot regions, windy areas, older homes with large attic spaces. That's why you still see them on barns, workshops, warehouses, and industrial buildings all over the world. Because when electricity costs matter, passive cooling still makes economic sense. And it's hard to compete with a ventilation system powered entirely by moving air, which makes these spinning roof vents a strange kind of forgotten technology. Not obsolete, just unfashionable. The world didn't abandon them because physics stopped working. The world changed around them. Architecture changed. Building codes changed. Suburban design changed. And slowly, the spinning rooftop turbine became something associated with older buildings instead of modern ones. But maybe that's what makes them fascinating. For decades, these little metal turbines quietly cooled millions of buildings using nothing except natural airflow. No apps, no software, no electricity, just wind and pressure doing what they've always done. And even now, while most people barely notice them anymore, they're still spinning above rooftops somewhere, solving the exact same problem they solved 100 years ago. This is Ordinary Things, Deep History, where forgotten inventions often reveal smarter ideas than we expected. Thanks for watching.